What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. It's been a crazy day. NFL free agency day one. A lot of stuff has happened. If you guys didn't see it already, I did upload a video covering all the bigger moves that have happened, but there's a couple that I didn't get to in that video just because they kind of happened after that video came out. So once you're done watching this, go check that video out. I want to say thank you to all you guys in here. 127 people already, so make sure you like the stream. But let's get into it. So basically, the big news that just broke, probably smaller news compared to everything else that happened today, but it is that Oren Burks is officially gone, as he says that Ian Rappaport reports that the Bengals continue to solidify their defense as they are closing in on a deal for the Eagles linebacker Oren Burks. Source says he gets a 2-year, $5 million deal with an opportunity to start in the playoffs. Burks stepped in for the injured Nakobe Dean and had 25 tackles, 3 TFLs, 1 sack, 2 QB hits, and 1 pass deflection. So, this might not be, again, as big of a move as, Josh Sweat going to the Cardinals or Milton Williams signing with the Patriots. But I think this is a pretty significant move considering, again, like Rappaport says here, Burks stepped up big time in the playoffs, right? Like, Nakobe Dean goes down in that first game, horrible injury, out for the rest of the season. Burks steps up. He plays really high-level football in the NFC Championship game. He creates that turnover. That turnover punches the football out. So, losing him, and also, I'll get to who could, step up in that role in a second. But losing him is big, I think, just because Nakobe Dean's not going to be there for the first, 6, 7, like who knows how long for the first chunk of the season next year. So, Oren Burks is a guy who I actually thought we were going to get back, and I guess not. Now, this probably means a bigger role for Jeremiah Trotter Jr., 100%. And you have to wonder if he's going to be the guy who they end up rolling with in the start of the season with Nakobe Dean out. So, definitely seems that way at this point, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing because I like Jeremiah Trotter Jr., and I think he can be a good player. But it's definitely notable. Like, Burks was great. So to lose him on a 2-year, $5 million deal, I guess, not too expensive. I feel like we definitely could have paid that. But at the same time, if they have that confidence in Trotter Jr. to step up and be that guy to play in the beginning of the season, then I guess it makes sense. But I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts on this before we get into anything else. We got a super chat, by the way. Aaron's World, I appreciate you, bro. You're like one of the main commenters of this channel, honestly. I said, so far free agency has been really crazy, but there's one guy we need, Becton. We'll miss Oren Burks. All of them, but I know how he's cooking. W video, go Birds. Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, I mean, Mekhi Becton's obviously the guy that's still out there, still available, that I think we're all hoping that we can get back. We'll see if it happens. I have no idea exactly what the cap situation is looking like and if we can even afford it. I don't know what he's going to get, but it's interesting. I hope we can get Becton back, but I definitely think losing Burks is notable. Let's see. You guys can give me your thoughts on this Oren Burks move, him going to the Bengals, 2 years, $5 million. Definitely wishing him well because, again, he was great when he did have to play in the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious. And then we'll get into the whole Kenny Pickett trade that happened as well, which I didn't get to talk about in my video. But let's say what's up to some people in the chat. Aaron, of course. Lewis, what's up? Andrew, Christian, Tiger the Beast, 2K always open. BLSG, what's up, bro? Gavin Davis, Imani Bentley, Cody Animations. What's up to all you guys? Man. Let's see here. Trying to see if you guys... Wesley Martin says we need to draft 5 linebackers. Okay, well, that's a little excessive, but we might need to bring a linebacker in at this point. That's the other thing I'm thinking. Like, I don't know what the free agent market really looks like because I didn't do too much research into that position group ahead of free agency, but maybe we could bring somebody in. Maybe we could draft somebody later on. But at that point, I feel like if you're doing that, Trotter Jr. is definitely going to be the guy that's going to start in the beginning of next season. By the way, 232 people in here, so I appreciate all you. Make sure you hit the like button on the stream. Jason says Howie Roseman better get on the ball. Here's the thing, like I'm not gonna sit here and get mad at Howie just because like most of these guys, like especially Sweat, Milt, Slay, we were expected to lose them. Rodgers was one that I was like hoping we could get back, but at the same time, the deal he got, 2 years, $15 million, we weren't going to pay him that because if you were going to re-sign him, he's going to be a guy that is competing for the starting corner job. You're not even guaranteed to have that. So, to pay someone like that $7.5 million per season is just not wise. So I think he just was out of their price range. But yeah, I mean, and then losing Burks I think is the one thing that I'm like, okay, I wish we would have done that. But at the same time, if you're confident in Jeremiah Trotter Jr., then I guess it makes some sense. Fredo said, heard something I don't think about a Steelers fan said Slay hasn't signed with them yet and how he might be trying to trade Slay for picks since we haven't released him yet. Yeah, that could be true. In my video, I touched on that. There's like conflicting reports out there regarding what's going on with Slay. Either way, looks like he's likely gone, but it isn't official yet. I don't think that he's signed with the Steelers. So we'll see how that plays out. Again, once you guys are done watching this, 240 you in here. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my video recapping all the other big moves of free agency besides these past two. Eli, hold on, let's see here. Go look who the Cowboys signed. Okay, wait, let's see this. Let's see this before we get into anything else. Hold up, let me pull this up. You guys are laughing like it's something funny. Hold on, guys. My apologies. Let me pull this up. Okay. I mean, that's notable, I guess. Is that notable? Hold on. I mean, that's not good. All right, hold on. Wait, let me pull this up. So, Cowboys just made a move. I was not expecting to talk about this, but let's talk about it. They signed running back Javonte Williams to a 1-year, $3 million deal. So, I'm not going to sit here and like go off and be like, oh, the Cowboys are such idiots. But, he's not like, look, it's a 1-year, $3 million deal. So it's cheap, low value. So it's not like it's some big signing that they like completely overpaid for. But, Williams is a guy who, he's all right, but his stats the past couple of years, under 1,000 yards. Last year, 513 yards, 139 carries, 4 touchdowns. The past 2 years, he's been under 4 yards per carry. So that's not great. And it's just funny because Dallas last year, one of their big issues was they did not have a running game. So if this is their answer at running back, that's kind of funny. Dude, whatever. I mean, they're just. I'm not scared of the Cowboys anymore. Like I was never scared of the Cowboys, but like at this point, I don't think the Cowboys are going to contend next year. I don't think they're going to be in contention to win the NFC East. I think it's Philadelphia and Washington. This doesn't change that. This is, I mean, you sign a running back, like he's not terrible, but less than 4 yards a carry. Oh my goodness. That is funny, dude. Let's see. Angel Tube says the Patriots spent like $1 billion today. They did. They signed a bunch of guys. Obviously, Milton Williams is the big one for us, but it's crazy. Like he got over $100 million. Milt did. Oh my gosh. This is funny to me that the Cowboys. I don't understand Jerry Jones's his mindset. Like he says, oh, we don't see, like he literally said, like they don't see free agency as like a legit way of upgrading their team. What's it there for then? Like all these other teams do it. The Eagles do it. They did it last year. They got Saquon Barkley and Zach Bond, 2 of their best players on the whole freaking team in free agency. And you guys don't utilize that. Like I'm good with it as an Eagles fan. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't understand. I hope Jerry Jones never dies. Jerry senile, yeah. Man, let's Powerline, what's up, bro? He says, what do you think about free agency? Do you think the defense will take a small step back? Also, thoughts on the Kenny Pickett to Browns trade. I want to wait and see who we sign, and I want to wait and see who we draft to determine whether I think the defense is going to take a step back. So I don't know yet. I honestly think, losing Milton Sweat is definitely notable, but we have the guys to step in. Like Moro Jomo, I think is going to be really good. He's already really good. Jalen Carter's obviously still there. He's going to be insane. By the way, get that extension done as soon as possible. Do it as immediately once you can next offseason, because with the way Milton Williams just got paid, Jalen Carter's going to get paid an absolute bag. But let's talk about the Kenny Pickett thing for a second. Let me pull this up on the screen. So if you guys didn't see, which I'm sure you have at this point, the Eagles traded backup quarterback Kenny Pickett to the Cleveland Browns for a 2025 fifth-round pick and quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Now, I think this is a fantastic move because, one, last season I think we were all kind of lobbying for Tanner McKee to be QB2 after how he looked, when he had to play towards the end of the season against the Giants and the Cowboys. And this is no disrespect to Kenny Pickett because he deserves credit for stepping up in that Cowboys game in that first half and playing well. But, I think this is a phenomenal trade because not only does it allow you to then have Tanner McKee step up and be quarterback too, but also you get a mobile quarterback to come in and be a backup and Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and you also somehow get a fifth-round pick in this year's draft out of it. Like, first of all, I don't know what the Browns are doing because that's a terrible trade in my opinion for them. But for us, I'm super happy with it. I mean, a fifth-round pick is crazy for Kenny Pickett plus your backup quarterback. Like that's a great trade by Howie Roseman, in my opinion. I wish Kenny Pickett nothing but the best, but I think fantastic move. And I'm curious to know all your guys' thoughts on that. That one was that was annoying because I was making my video. I was getting ready to post it, and that happened as I was uploading. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna upload it anyway, and then we're gonna talk about it later. Which I guess I wasn't planning on doing this live stream either, but here we are. So yeah, two big moves just happened for the Eagles. Hopefully, nothing else crazy happens today. I'll get a little second to chill for a bit, but. I mean, I appreciate all 290 of you guys that are in here right now. If you haven't already, hit the like button. And also, check out my video that I released earlier today talking about Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, Isaiah Rodgers, and Darius Slay, and all the other free agency news from before. But, yeah, man. Howie not was on 4 or 5 fifth-round picks in this coming draft. Yeah, I think we have 8 draft picks. We have a bunch of draft picks this year, so... Howie's going to make moves. He always does. He'll maneuver around in the draft and move up and down, whatever. Kel says Sixers game is on. Yeah, well, I'll throw it on eventually, but this is more important right now because they stink. We're tanking for Cooper Flag, but getting back to the Eagles. Drew says, glad everyone made their money. Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to we won a Super Bowl. Obviously, you want to get everyone back you can, but it's hard for me to ask guys like Milton Williams, Josh Sweat to take huge pay cuts, absolutely massive pay cuts to stay when they can get paid the way they did. So I don't blame them. Bubba, calm down. He says, what's Howie doing? Let Rodgers go because you don't want to give him $8 million guaranteed. Burks for $2.5 million doesn't make sense. I agree the Burks one doesn't make that much sense, but I said also if they have a lot of trust in Jeremiah Trotter Jr., then I can understand it. I think you do have to probably bring in another linebacker in some other way then. But that one, that's the move to me that I think I disagree with the most. The Rodgers thing, I wanted him back, but you got Keely Ringo. And if you were going to bring Rodgers back, it's going to be to compete for the starting cornerback job. So, to bring him back for the contract that he did end up getting for that price, I don't think would have been smart because he ended up getting $7.5 million a year. So I would have liked to have him back, but with what he got paid, it makes sense as to why he's not back. So I'm not gonna freak out at everything, And this is what I'm saying. Moro Jomo and Ringo are ready. I think Kelee Ringo is actually going to be really good. When he played towards the end of his rookie season, he was great. And, I'm hoping, like, they seem to believe in him a lot. Like, there's a reason Slay is not on the team anymore. There's a reason Rodgers is not on the team anymore. Obviously, a lot of that has to do with the cap space and all that, but they clearly have a lot of belief in Kelee Ringo. And then Jomo, again, like, he was, I think, the second highest graded pass rushing defensive tackle, or it was something. He was like second highest, like, pass rush win rate on the season among defenses, something like that. Like, he has shown a lot of flashes as a great pass rusher in a small sample size, and I think given more playing time, he's only going to get better. He's only going to step up. 344 you guys in here. Again, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. Appreciate all you. And then the guy that you didn't mention here, Ace, by the way, Jalix Hunt, he's going to step up next season too. He already was good down the stretch of this season when he had to play more, but I think next year he's going to take an even bigger leap. I mean, think about what happened with Nolan Smith, right? Like, you draft him in the first round late in 2023, doesn't really contribute much in his rookie season, but then gets under Vic Fangio, has that whole year, and then just throughout the season, he just progressively kept getting better and better and better. And it happened so fast. Like, to start the season, he wasn't, like, he was making some plays and he was, I think, good against the run, but he really wasn't. He started the season and ended the season as a completely different player, in my opinion. Like, Nolan Smith, his progression, his rapid progression was amazing to watch. So I'm thinking a similar thing could happen with Jalix Hunt. I do think we have to bring in a veteran edge rusher at some point. And I would like to draft somebody. That's my opinion. But I have to do more research into all that and see who specifically I would want. But I think we should draft somebody. What's up, Simon? How you doing, bro? It's been a crazy day for sure. But we're hanging in there, getting this stuff out to you guys. Here it says, this year we need to draft right tackle, cornerback depth, middle linebacker, so linebacker, tight end, maybe running back if we don't get Kenny G back. See, Will Shipley is going to be RB2 100% next year. I got faith in that. And, right tackle is interesting because we don't know when Lane's going to retire. Cornerback for sure, now losing a couple of guys. Probably a linebacker, definitely a tight end for sure because we don't know what's going to happen with Goddard either. That's another big storyline. But yeah, I don't know why I still got this Pickett thing on the screen because I'm not even talking about it anymore. I apologize for that. Still figuring out this stream stuff, but this is an interesting point. Steven says Huff is in our back pocket, and that's true. Like, he obviously was really underwhelming this past year, super big disappointment, but, Howie seems to believe in him. He said, I think probably like before the combine, that he's got a unique ability in his body, compared it to the Javon Hargrave thing a couple years ago where he didn't have a good first year in Philly after signing a 3-year deal. And then he shot up in those next 2 years, played great. So I think he's hoping that. And even this year, Huff started really bad, never really got it fully going, but he was starting to trend in the right direction before he got hurt. So we'll see what happens. Sean says, Ringo has stiff hips. He has no fluidity playing zone. Man-to-man, Ringo plays a tad better because he's physical. Yeah, I think that's like the big give and take with Kelee Ringo is, he's a bigger guy. Hold on, let me pull something up real fast to make this look a little more visually appealing. If I can do this. If I can figure this out. If I can't figure it out, then this is all for nothing, but hold on. Can I just open? Yes. Okay, hold on. And then we're going to do, I apologize, guys. There we go. Just do that since we're talking about Ringo. What was I saying? Yeah, Ringo, he's a bigger guy, so his movement isn't as good, and that's why I was thinking getting Rodgers back would have been a good thing because he's a lot quicker and he moves a lot better than Ringo does. But, when Ringo has played, I don't think you can argue that he's looked good. So, he's had a couple moments here and there, but for the most part, I think Ringo's been a really good corner for as young as he is and playing as little as he has. in the preseason, he locks guys up, which obviously that's the preseason, so it's a whole different thing. But I personally, if they're this high on him that they're going to move off of these other guys, and we'll see if they bring someone in or not. But if they're this high on him, I'm confident because I like Ringo. Ace Flame says Eli Ricks needs to prove why he's still on the roster. Yeah, Eli Ricks is another interesting guy. Kind of forgot about him this past year after the first season. But I don't know. I think Ringo's gonna be good. Yeah, people are saying he's stiff, but there's definitely deficiencies there, but we'll see. He's a young guy. Let's see, get down to this. I feel like I'm way behind. I always get behind on these comments. So look at his picture. He's a stud. Dude, I'm telling you, I like him. Also, this is another guy I like, by the way. Thank you, John, for bringing him up. I like Sidney Brown a lot. I don't know if he's going to be able to get a role next year because obviously Reed and CJ are still your starters, and that's not changing because they're both fantastic. But I really like Sidney Brown. And if you can carve out a role for him, I think you got to try to do that. Get him on the field somehow. I like the physicality and the energy that he brings. Like, those are the kind of guys we need. Like, if you watch, dude, he is such a menace because on special teams, if you watch this year, there was a couple plays where he's like pushing guys well after the whistle, like doing some like sneaky stuff. Like, there was one time he like pulled a guy down. Like, I don't even remember. It was just so funny. He's a menace. Like, that's the kind of guy you want. But yeah, guys, I mean, it's been a wild day for sure. This is true. He's good. He's good in man coverage. He's good at press coverage because he's got that physicality. Like, he's this bigger corner, got that strength. Andrew says, yeah, we need to extend Cam and Reed. I actually agree with you. Like, Cam, I think, is one that everyone knows is going to get done at some point this offseason. Reed, I don't know. Because he's going into the last year of his deal, so you definitely can. Let's see here. I'm looking at some of these comments. And this is another point. Playing time is only going to make them better. Like, whether you're talking about Keely Ringo, Jelix Hunt, Morojomo. Like, hold on, am I lagging? Okay, I'm good. Sorry, I've been having issues with the Wi-Fi these past few days. I think we need to replace that or something. But, yeah, so this is a good point, Javion. Like, playing time, just as with any young player, is only going to make them better. So you can't really, like, judge someone like Ringo fully yet because you haven't seen him play a significant role aside from, like, 3 or 4 games to end his rookie season. So I'm excited to see what these guys do. I'm confident in all of them. Honestly, I feel like we still won the offseason, even though now we're sitting here losing all these guys. First of all, if you guys, like, I don't understand why some of you guys are mad. Not most of you. I'm not talking about most of you, but some people I've seen are mad that we're losing all these guys. And I just feel like this was kind of expected. We can't pay everybody, and it's the unfortunate reality, but it is what it is. But I feel like we already won the offseason, getting Bond re-signed. Like, that was the number one priority, and they got it done. And he's here for 3 years, plus you got Barkley here on that extension. So I feel good. As much as it hurts to see Sweat go and Milton Williams go, Slay, all these guys, Isaiah Rodgers, I still feel good about where we're at, for sure. I like the guys that are going to step up as replacements. Let's see, look at some of these comments here. So Swiss says, what happened with Burks? People are saying he signed with someone, but I haven't seen anything. Let me see if there's any updates because this is the report that I came on here to talk about is where's that? This one. Talking about he signed with the Bengals in a 2-year, $5 million deal, but it does say they're closing in on a deal. So is that like a not yet officially done type of thing? Let me, I want to double check that because sometimes Like earlier today with the Milton Williams thing, talking about he was going to go to the Panthers, then he goes to the Patriots, and the Darius Slay thing. Schultz said he did sign. Yeah, here it is again. Like, I think this is pretty official at this point. He's saying he's going to be a starter in Cincinnati, so that's good for him. I'm glad he's getting that opportunity. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be as good not in the Vic Fangio defense. I think he probably won't be. I think he definitely benefited a lot from playing alongside all those talented guys we had, plus playing in that system. But I am definitely wishing him the best because he stepped up big time. But we'll see what Trotter Jr.'s got, you know. He said just heard about Milton, to be real. Yeah, but it was expected. Like, yeah, I had time to brace myself for it. I knew it was coming. It sucks, though. Like, he was great. Same with Sweat. Sweat was here even longer. Gavin says, I'm not worried Howie will cook in the draft. He always does, so think about what he's done the past 3 years in the draft. Like, we'll be all right. It's going to be – I'm excited. KV, I say, he's not even close to being a starter. He's not his dad. Slow down with him. Yeah, I know. I don't think he's ready to be a full-time starter. It's tough because, like I said, I would have liked to see them get Burks back. And I'm not saying that I think Trotter is ready. It's just like, if they're that confident that they didn't re-sign Burks for 2 years, $5 million, and they're going to go with Trotter, I guess I got to trust them. Or maybe they sign somebody else or draft somebody, who knows. But, you know, we'll see. When he played in the Giants game, he was all right, but that was against the Giants, who suck. So we'll see. Steven says nothing gets done today. Yeah, we haven't signed anybody, which is crazy. But stuff will definitely happen the next few days. So I'll be covering it. I'll be on here with streams and videos and all that. The Trotter's not 100% ready, but he's getting there. I think he's going to have another offseason, another year in the Vic Fangio defense. Like, he's going to get more playing time. So, the only way for him to really get better is to play. I mean, that's what Vic Fangio always says. You got to play these guys or they're not going to get better. So we'll see. I mean, I guess they got confidence in him. Unless they bring someone else in again. We'll see what happens. I keep saying that, but stuff has been crazy. Like, for all I know, something's going to happen within the next 30 seconds, and who knows. Trotter had 11 tackles against the Giants starters. It's a good point. He did. Like I said, he played well in that game. The Giants stink, but still, it's the starters. Played well. Ward and Draymond Jones should be the moves. Yeah, Draymond Jones is a guy who I've talked about multiple times. I definitely think that the Eagles should really seriously look into him. You did not say Devin White. We are not going back to that. There's a reason we cut him. Let's see if there's a. Oh man, I'm not going to even get into that with this whole. No, I'm not even going to talk about what I just saw. Let's see if there's anything else. And this is the guy, Antonio Holmes. Azeez Ojulari is my guy. This is the guy who I've been talking about since the trade deadline. I want that. That's who I want us to get at edge rusher, honestly. Especially now that, if you guys didn't see, I'll probably talk about this in my next video or at some other point. But Malcolm, I don't want to say his name wrong, but the dude from the Raiders, he re-signed 1 year, $12 million, I think it was. So, I really liked him, but he's off the market. So now Ojulari is definitely the guy I want. If he's still out there, who knows? He could be signed with somebody, and I just missed it. Let's see. Talking about Trey Hendrickson. I'm telling you guys, I don't think it's realistic. Like I said it in videos, I like him. He would be an amazing addition, but you're going to have to pay him like over $30 million a year. And I don't think we can afford that. Bosa, I'm not even talking about. I mentioned it in one video just because it was like a trending thing, but I think we should stay away from that guy. I agree he's injury prone. He's also older. He's not as good as he used to be. And I don't know if he fits in. here. James Pierce, that's the guy from Tennessee, right? Like I've seen him, and he's definitely a guy that I'm looking for in the draft. What's up, Jaden? So not better. Hold on. Me? I feel like I'm the opposite of impatient, honestly. Dude, Steven's in here just crapping on me. Dog. I'm saying, I feel like Trotter, like, I can only trust Howie and those guys. Like, if they're confident enough to give him, an opportunity to start at the beginning of next season with Nakobe Dean still out, I'm not going to, like, freak out. I'm going to give it a chance. I'm not saying I think it's the greatest thing, and this is why I'm saying I wish we could have got Burks back. Like, I agree with that. And I agree with you, Kenny. I'm not sure why we couldn't re-sign Burks, but if they have, like, I'm trying to think of why maybe they decided not to do that, and I'm thinking maybe it could just be because they actually have that confidence in Trotter. Oh, Steven's not even talking about me. All right. I just saw you, and I was like, what? My fault, bro. Let's see if there's anything else. People are talking about Von Miller. And Lane Johnson posted a tweet with like the eyeball emoji, like kind of like recruiting Von Miller to Philly. That's not going to happen, and I'll tell you why. And shout out to Anthony DeBona because I've been looking on his page a lot and getting a lot of information from him. But he said that he put out a tweet when he was initially released or whatever, when he hit whatever happened with him, and he has a history. And he was suspended, I think, last year because he did something like domestic violence-wise, not good, obviously. And Howie doesn't play that. The Eagles don't play that here. Like they've said in the past, they don't tolerate stuff like that. So I can't blame him for that. Who was traded / signed? Oren Burks went to the Bengals. And we traded Kenny Pickett to the Browns for DTR and a 5th-round pick, which is a fantastic move. Talked about that earlier in the stream. So, again, you guys can go back, rewatch it. And I'm not going to get too much more into it. We're probably getting towards the end here. We'll see if anything else happens. Any free agents you think we could go after? I mean, I'm just hoping we can get Becton back, assuming that's affordable. I like Azeez Ojulari from the Giants. And then, maybe we bring in a corner, maybe we bring in a linebacker. But other than that, I feel like our roster is looking pretty good. So, and I agree. Ivan, Jalix Hunt is going to shock some people because he was already way better than I thought he was going to be last year. Like, he was a safety like 2 years ago, and he came out of Houston Christian, and he was already contributing to a Super Bowl winning team. Like, he's going to be good. He's going to be a good player. Did I see what Denver did? I did not see what Denver did. Should I go look and see what Denver did? Let's go look and see what Denver did. What did they do? Anything notable? It says they're expected to sign Dre Greenlaw. All right, they got Dre Greenlaw. Good for them, I guess. And the safety as well from the 49ers. Funger, whatever his name is. I don't know. I mean, a couple good moves there, I guess. I love your channel. You need a better mic, though. No, I appreciate that. Right now, I know the audio quality sucks, and I apologize for that. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to streaming, and it's not something that I do super regularly, but I'm trying to get into it more. So I don't know how all that works. I don't know how the mic setup works with streaming. I feel like for the videos, the audio quality is mostly okay. Maybe I could upgrade a little bit, but for this, I definitely need to figure that out. So that'll be coming at some point. I just gotta take the time to like do research. And is there a move that shocked you this free agency? Honestly, the last two moves that are in the title of this video, the Pickett trade and Burks going to the Bengals, are the most surprising things to me for the Eagles. I'm not talking about league-wide, but for the Eagles for sure, just because, again, I thought we could have got Burks back and Pickett. That's a great trade. getting a 5th-round pick, getting another quarterback, having McKee move up to quarterback number 2, I think that's fantastic. Melvin, appreciate you, bro. I know you've been watching for a while. So I'm way more interactive with the comments. I try to be. I mean, especially at this point where I'm just kind of like, now we're just kind of in like a hangout right now. I probably won't be in here for too much longer, but I appreciate that, Andrew. Felix Hunt, I expect to make Eagles fans forget Sweat. We'll see. I mean, Sweat was here for 7 years. Like, he was here a long time. He was good for a long time. But again, I think Jalix Hunt's going to be really, really good. He's going to surprise a lot of people. By the way, almost 300 people in here, so I appreciate all you guys. If you haven't already, make sure you like the stream. Renee says she's hating this free agency day. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough day. Stuff's happening, but we're losing a bunch of guys. But I knew it was going to happen, so I'm not I'm not freaking out about it. I think we're going to be all right. But Eli Lane says to Darius Smith, this is a guy, he was released, I think, yesterday, actually. And I feel like he could be definitely a guy that the Eagles target for sure. I like that. Especially he was linked to the Eagles at the trade deadline, too. Said no to Smith. I don't know. He had 8 sacks last year between the Lions and the Browns? Or 9, around there. I forget what it was. Let me actually look it up. Darius Smith stats. Yeah, he had 9 total sacks last year. But I haven't done all the research into him to see, what he's looking like. And, the Harold Landry thing, for example, is kind of deceiving because he had 9 sacks last year. He had, 11 and 12 and 11 and a half and 12 before. But he could be slowing down. Who knows? Because Landry's numbers, behind the scenes, he actually wasn't doing as good. Jersey Cardinal says, thank you, guys. Hey, I hope you enjoy him over there, bro. He's great. He's kind of he comes and goes, He's got, stretches where he's amazing, stretches where he's not as productive, but he's just an overall good player. So, good for you guys. Hopefully he balls out there. Definitely hoping the best for him, for sure. How much are the Bengals paying Burks? 2 years, $5 million, which is why I'm why? I don't understand why we didn't just bring him back. But again, like I've been saying, if they got that confidence in Jeremiah Trotter Jr., then I'm not going to freak out and I'm going to give it a chance. Let's see here. Let's probably stay a couple more minutes and then get up out of here. Okay, hold on. I just saw something. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Renee, I appreciate that. Definitely a grind for sure, especially right now. This week is going to be wild. Already today was insane. This is what I saw that says Chase Daniel says that Dak is better than Jalen. He does say, yeah, I mean, why put any stock into what Chase Daniels has to say? The dude is a consistent Jalen Hurts hater. I don't even need to talk about it. Why did I even bring that? I don't even know why I felt the need to talk about it. I just saw it and it just he punched me. Bro, why is he always hating on our guy? But he's a bum. Yeah, he is a bum. Let's see. What do I think the Eagles' first big move will be? I don't think they're going to make any big moves, really. I think the big move will either be, I don't think they're going to make any big signings, I should say, aside from maybe Mekhi Becton, but we'll see. And then I think the other thing is what's going to happen with Dallas Goedert, because there's all the trade rumors about him right now. So that's a big one for sure. In terms of the draft, Eli, this is a name. Well, actually, no, that's not the right name. It was a different name. Hold up. He is not even. This is the guy from the Chiefs. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. You know what's happened to me, guys? I used to have such. I will be so honest with you. My NFL knowledge used to be so much better than it is right now. And just because of these videos and me like having to put all this time into them, like I've watched less total football and less guys around the league because I've been focused on this. So I got everything when it comes to the Eagles, but other teams, I'm a little behind. I will not lie to you. I will not lie. So that's why you just got to do your research. Hopefully I can dial it back a little bit next year, and then I can watch more games and see other teams. Do you feel like we should move on from Goddard? This is an interesting one. Like I said in my last video, the reports are that maybe they're looking for a 4th-round pick. Maybe you'd restructure his contract to send him out. Personally, I don't think you should move on from him this offseason just because we don't have a replacement plan already in place. And I get some people really like Grant Calcaterra. Personally, I like him as a receiving tight end and a tight end number 2, and also a guy that can fill in like he did this year if the starter goes down. But as a full-time starting tight end, I just don't think he's the guy because, he's a good receiving tight end, but he's not a great blocker. He's got a lot of injury concerns, and he's also on the last year of his contract. So I don't think he's the guy. So again, I don't think we have a replacement plan in place already. I think we're going to definitely draft a guy in April. The thing, though, is, usually when the Eagles move on from somebody that they've had around for a long time, like a Dallas Goedert, if you go back to Zach Ertz, Brent Selleck, like that's all tight ends, but even like, Jason Kelsey and Fletcher Cox, like all these guys, they have a replacement plan in place that's there, and they play under the starter and they learn under them for a few years, and then eventually they take over. So I think we're going to draft somebody, and we'll see if Grant's probably just going to play out his deal and then be a free agent for sure. But I don't think we should move on from Goddard just yet, especially since if you trade him now, that's an $11 million cap hit. So dead cap hit. I definitely don't want to, I don't want to trade him just yet. Do a great job with your videos. I appreciate that, bro. What's up, Birdie? He said, fell to my knees when I saw we lost Oren Burks. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, this is the move that I'm most surprised by probably in free agency, aside from the trade. The trade definitely caught me more by surprise than this, but I thought we were going to, make an effort to keep him and for him to go 2 years, $5 million. Maybe the Eagles offered him something similar now that I'm thinking about it, but he decided to go to Cincinnati because he's going to have a chance to start there. Now, obviously, he's going to, if he were to have came back, he would have started the beginning of the season, but not the full-time starter. Maybe he wanted a bigger role. Renee, I appreciate that. Exactly. Over 250 in here. Make sure you guys like the stream. Help me out, bro. Appreciate that, Steve. You guys are too nice to me sometimes. Even though I was like going after you because I thought you were coming after me. I apologize for that, bro. I apologize for that. Let's see here. Think we're probably going to end off, let's say in like a minute. Let's check, see if anything else has happened that I've missed. If not, I'm probably going to be done. Let's see here. Yeah, so I'm on Anthony DeBona's page right now, and he's pretty much saying the same thing that I just said. Which is that maybe Burks just preferred to go to the Bengals because he's going to have a chance to start. You can't see how, it's really cheap. Like, he would have been really cheap to keep around, and with Nakobe Dean being out and start of the season, I thought he had a chance to come back. Now, obviously, he wants to go start. That's fine. And we got Jeremiah Trotter Jr., so hopefully he can step up. But, aside from that, I think that's pretty much it. I don't got anything else to talk about. So, again, all 251 of you that are in here right now, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching the stream. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you check out my video that I uploaded earlier today talking about all the other free agency stuff if you haven't already. And with all that being said, that's all I got for this one, guys. So I will see you in either the next video or the next stream. Definitely something's going to be happening tomorrow, so I'll be covering that. But yeah, all that said, I'm getting out of here. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.